Hello everyone, welcome to channel Qtomation. In last session we have seen about relative XPath. We have seen how to write relative XPath. So syntax for writing relative XPath is two forward slashes. After that we can put tag name or we can put star, and then in square bracket we can put @ attribute name equals to value of that attribute. So this is the syntax of relative XPath. Which type of XPath should be preferred, that also we have seen. It's always better to use relative XPath because of following reasons. Relative XPath is more stable than absolute XPath, and any additional of new element on web page would easily break absolute XPath, and changing location of web element would also break absolute XPath. So that's why it's always better to use relative XPath because it's more stable. Now let's take one scenario. Let's say on my web page there is one button which is having video start as a ID. So there is one button which will be used to start the video, and as soon as I click that button, video start button, as soon as I click that button, for that same element ID changes to video_stop. So button remains the same, but depending on the click, after click ID changes dynamically. So initially ID is video_start, after click it becomes video_stop. So once the video is started, the same button ID now changes to video stop. So this is the one scenario. So if I want to find out XPath for this element in the script, so initially when I write the script for starting the video, I will use ID as like this. So I will use, let's say, relative XPath like this. I will use two forward slashes star @ID equals to video_start. But in this script, when again I want to click that button, and if I use the same XPath, then it will fail because now XPath has changed to video stop, right? So ID is changed to from video start to video stop. So though the element is the same, their ID got changed dynamically. Then if we use the same element with the ID as video_start, then it cannot identify by using the XPath. It will fail. So this is the scenario where XPath will have to change dynamically, right? So in this case, attributes of that elements are changing dynamically. So we have to write XPath in such a way that it should catch such elements, right? So we will see in today's session how to write dynamic XPath and what are the different ways to write the XPath in such scenarios. So to write the dynamic XPath in Selenium using XPath, we can use some operators. For example, we can use OR operator, we can also use AND operator. There are some functions which we can use in the XPath, right? Like contains function, starts with function, and text function. So we will see one by one how to use this in our XPath. So first is by using OR AND operators. So what is the benefit of using OR operator? So this OR operator is used to locate element based on any of the one condition segregated by the OR operator. So basically by using OR operator, we use it majorly based on certain runtime condition. The attributes of the element can contain any of the values. So putting condition with OR will ensure that the element is locatable with any one of those conditions. So we will see practically as well. Now let's say one example. So this is the web page, and I want to find out for this username field, I want to write XPath by using OR. I can use multiple conditions in it. So if any one of the condition gets satisfied, then also that specific element will get located. So if you see this username field, this is the highlighted part, highlighted HTML for this username field. What is the tag name here? So syntax to write by using OR condition is, we can use two forward slashes after that tag name that is input, that is the tag name. Within square bracket I can put two conditions here. I have put two conditions. For example, I have taken the first attribute, that is @placeholder. So what is the placeholder value? Username, or @name equals to user hyphen name. So that is another attribute. So I have used two attributes with OR condition. So placeholder value is username and name attribute is also there. So we can use any other attribute as well. So I am using name attribute. I am mentioning that placeholder with the value of username or another attribute name equals to value of that attribute. So if any one of these condition gets matched, so for this XPath, for this expression, let's say any one of the condition gets matched, then our XPath will be located, then our element will be located. So in this example we have used attribute placeholder and name. So we have used two attributes, placeholder and name, with OR operator. If you see, this is the OR operator. Here either placeholder or name attribute needs to match with the element property present on the web page. If any one of the condition gets matched, then XPath will locate the element. So any one of the condition gets matched, then XPath will locate that element. If both are matched, then also it will locate the element. If any one condition gets matched but any other condition is not matched, then also it will locate the element. And if both the conditions are not matching, then obviously it will not locate the element. So for OR expression, so for OR operator, any one of the conditions should get matched, then also it will be locating that element. So I will just show you the example in real time. So let's open one website. So I am just going to open this saucedemo.com. So I am going to Chrome browser. Let's open that website. So I'm just opening that website. This is our website. I will just inspect element, right click inspect, and let's highlight this username field. So this is the HTML part for this username field. So here what I will do, I will write the XPath for this username field by using OR operator. And let's see. So I am just using Control F in this HTML, and here I will just write the XPath. So how to write the XPath? I am just highlighting this username. So what is the tag name here? If you see, 2 forward slashes, I can put tag name input, or I can just use star as well. But I am here now using input tag. Then I can use the first attribute. So I will use @ I am using placeholder. So let's say @ placeholder equals to value of the placeholder attribute, that is username. So this is matching. So I will use one more condition. Let's say OR. I can use another attribute @ I can use, let's say, name attribute. Name equals to user hyphen name. So this is the value for name attribute. So I'm just putting that value here, user hyphen name. So if you see, it is still matching that element. It is highlighting that element. That means it is correct because both the conditions are now matching. Now what I will do, in one of the condition I will put some incorrect value. So here @ placeholder equals to username is correct. With OR condition, @name equals to, I am putting some random value, let's say error value. So this is incorrect value, but still it is matching that element because one condition is true here. That's why if you see, it is finding 1 out of 1 element. The element is perfectly getting located. If both the conditions are not matching, let's say in this username field I put some error. If you see now it is unable to find that element because both the conditions are now not matching. So if both the conditions are not matching, then it will not find that element. Any one of the condition need to be matched. So if any one of the condition is matching, then it will locate the element. Now let's say I am using the first condition is incorrect and I am using the name correctly. In that situation, let's say name is equal to user hyphen name. So I am just going to use correct value for name. So again it is matching that value. So this is how we can use OR in our XPath. It needs to be match any one of the condition, then it will be locate the element correctly. Now we will see in PyCharm by using this element. Let's write the script to login. Right, so I will just find the elements by using OR for username, password and login button as well, and we will perform login action. So let's go to PyCharm. In PyCharm I will use the same example which we have seen. So XPath demo.py, this is the file which we have created in our last lecture. We have imported our packages. We have used Chrome options so that it will not terminate the instance of our browser as soon as the script ends. So this part of the code we have written and we have passed in the service object so that it will not terminate our browser instantly after end of the script. We have created the driver object in which we have passed service as well as options, and then we are opening driver.get and we are opening this website. After opening this website, we will write the code to find by using OR. So we will use XPath by using OR. So now what we will do, after opening this website, again we have to find username field. So I will use driver dot find element by dot XPath, and for this username we have to put value. So what is the value? So we have taken this value, right, by using OR. So I am putting that value here. So this is the value which we have captured, and then we have to pass some value. So send keys method we have to use. So in send keys method I am just passing this value of standard user. So this value I am passing it here. After that we have to find password field, driver dot find element by dot XPath, and then let's find out value for password field. So I am just highlighting the password field. Now let's write the XPath for password field as well. So in tag name is same, that is input. Let's check out placeholder name. So if you see, what is the placeholder name? @ I will use placeholder equal to password. So what is the value? Password here. I will use or @ we can do any attribute. We can take, let's say I am taking now type attribute. @ type equals to, again it is password only within lower caps. So this placeholder is upper P, but whereas @ type equals to lower P, password, right? So this should capture. So if you see, this is capturing our element, it is highlighting our element, that is password field. So I'm just copying it and using it in here, and then we have to pass some value for password by using send keys method, that is secret underscore sauce. So I am passing that value, let's say send keys method, and in password I will pass this value, and then we have to click on login button. So I will use driver dot find element by dot XPath, comma, and let's find out value for login also. So I am just taking login button. Again here input is a tag name, type equals to submit. We will use a type and data test. These are the two attributes we will use here. We can use any two attributes. So at input @ type equals to submit, then comma, not comma, we have to use or, at the rate, let's use data test, data hyphen test attribute equals to login button. So this is the XPath which will capture our login button. So I am just copying it. Let's paste that value here. And we have to click on this button. So I will simply use dot click. So it should click on this button. So now we have used all three XPath. We have created the script by using or in our XPath. We have used multiple conditions. So out of these two conditions, if any condition matches, it should be able to capture our XPath correctly. So here if you see, this value is incorrect, but for name it is correct. So it should also capture it correctly. So now let's execute the script and let's check it out, our program. So let's run this file. So when we run this file, it should first open the browser. It is successfully logged in. That means our script is correct. So I'm just closing this. So this is how we can use or for such conditions. We can use or operator, which will help us to locate the element if any one of the condition gets matched out of multiple conditions. Now next is by using AND expression. In AND expression, two conditions are used. Both conditions should be true to find that element. In OR expression, we have seen that any one of the condition need to match. If any one of the condition is matched, then OR operator will locate the element. But in case of AND expression, if you use AND in our XPath expression, so both the conditions should match. Then only it will locate the element. If any one of the condition also gets failed, then it will fail to locate the element. So both the condition should be perfectly matching. It fails to find element if any one of the condition is false. If both the condition are false, then obviously it will not able to locate the element. If any one condition is true but another condition is false, then also it will not be able to find that element. Both the condition needs to be true. So that is how we can use XPath by using AND. So if you see the example here, for the same username field, by using AND, we can use the expression like this. @placeholder equals to username, and we can use AND @name equals to user hyphen name. So both these condition need to match. If both these condition, out of these two condition, if any one of the condition is failed, then also it will not able to locate the element. So here you can see we have combined placeholder and name attributes to locate the element. Both the condition, both the attribute values, basically that should perfectly match. So if both the conditions are true, then only it will be able to locate the element. Now let's check out in our Chrome browser. Let's find out. So now if you see, I will first highlight username field. For this, let's say I am using @placeholder equals to username, and here I will use AND condition, and let's say data test. So for data test attribute for username field is username, so I will put that value here. User hyphen name. So if you see, it is not matching with any element, something is wrong, right? So if you see, data test is username without any hyphen, that's why it is not matching. So now it is perfectly matching. So both the condition are perfectly matching, that's why it is able to find that element. If you see, it is able to find that element. But let's say instead of username I put some incorrect value here. Now it is unable to find this element, even though one condition is perfectly matching. In case of OR, it will find the element, but in case of AND, both needs to be true. Here one condition is not true, it is false, it is not matching. That's why even though this condition is true, it is not able to find that element. So both the condition need to be matched. If both the conditions are true, then only it will find that element correctly. So that is how we can use AND. So both the condition need to be perfectly matching, then only it will be able to find that element. So I will just use this example. I am just copying it. Let's see in our example. So for AND I will use, so this is for username. So here let's use it by using AND. So I'm just copying it. I'm commenting this part of the code. XPath by using AND operator. So now we will use AND operator. So in the first statement we are finding username field. I will just putting this value which we have copied from there. So let's copy that value by using AND field. So this is for username field. Both the condition are perfectly matching here. So I'm putting that value. For login field, after username we can use password. Again for password I will just, instead of R or I will use AND. So both the condition needs to be true, then only it will be able to find password field. And for login button also I am just, instead of or I am placing AND. Here both the conditions are perfectly matching. And let's execute this program now. So it is perfectly logging in. That means these are true. So this is how we can use AND operator to find out XPath, where multiple condition needs to be matched. If both the condition are matching, then only it will be able to find that element correctly. So this is, we have seen so far OR and AND operator. In coming session we will see about the next operation. So far we have seen about OR and operators in Selenium to write dynamic XPath. In coming session we will see about contains function which we can use in the XPath. So thank you for watching this video.